Hello and welcome to episode 25 of the Youth Intake Challenge. It's Youth Intake Day. We're in desperate need of some good news, and let's bring the season to an end. So stick around and I'll see what we've got. Welcome back. Since you were last with us, we have picked up a little bit in form. We've pulled ourselves a little bit clear of the relegation zone, but that's not without our problems we've still got ongoing. Currently sat 17th, 7 points clear with 7 games to go, so I'd like to think we can get out of that. When you look at the league and it's in all, we've not really got anyone touching the kind of top echelons of each individual player stats, so we don't have top goal scorers, top ratings, assists, etc. The best we can do is one of the highest yellow card players there is in the league. But the positive news is we have come on quite well in terms of the schedule. We've been in good recent form. We're still in the FA Trophy, so we've got the semi-final against Cheltenham to come forward before the end of the season. And if we do get to the final of that, we will play the final game at the end of the season. And really, when you look at it, apart from the draws, the season doesn't actually look too bad. And when you look at the league table, we're only 20 points actually off kind of the top spot. So a tough league. It's been really difficult for us this year. Let's hope the youth intake brings us some positive news. Before we get to the youth intake, though, in terms of the club vision, we have managed to get something out of the board. So we've got improved youth facilities. They finally let us get something. So in 4 months' time, we will get improved youth facilities, which I think will allow us to increase our youth ratings as well. So finally got something over the line, although we're not professional, which means in terms of the squad, we are in serious danger of losing Carl Peterson on a free. And that's probably the worst thing. Josh Shaft's going to go on a free as well, I think. So a couple of players I'd like to have kept. I'm still looking at trying to get a couple of them other contracts over the line, but also we need to make way for whatever we've got in the youth intake. So all that being said, let's have a look and see what we've got. So I had briefly seen this because it come through, but it's I'd stopped it, so it's been a while since I've seen it. But 5 elite talents, which is really good. We've got 2 decent talents. I don't think we're going to take all of these. I think probably just the top talents and elite talents. Try and continue the good work we've done in getting the squad numbers down. Hopefully that'll lead to a better financial package for the club, which will enable us to go professional again. So we will have a quick look at some of these ones near the bottom just to see if there is anything positive to take from them. But young centre-back Jake Cooper, again, I think he doesn't actually look that bad. He's got good work rate and teamwork. Marking's a little bit low. Tackling's quite good. He's reasonably tall. I mean, he doesn't actually look terrible. But I don't think we're going to take Jake Cooper. Just in being really harsh on who we do and don't take. Jarrell Debra, right back, again, not particularly quick, not a good high potential threshold, so we're probably not going to take him as well. I mean, maybe if we'd been down a league, this would have been a good standard to play for there, but where we are, he's not going to improve or integrate into the first team anywhere. Mike Evans, attacking midfielder, again, we're struggling to get Stephen Williams and Dunbar into their attacking midfield roles, so again, one who's going to play 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th fiddle to that perhaps. We're not going to look at bringing in there, which is a shame because he looks like he's got a good spread of stats, really good technique, teamwork, which seems to be a few of them so far have a good teamwork threshold. Rondell Forte, it's a good name, and he's 1.5 star already. But again, has he got the room to grow in? Off the ball, not great. Good work rate, not such good on the teamwork. Low determination player, and I think we have better options, so we'll leave him. Chavez Cumberbatch, again, he plays a flat right midfielder, not as much as a winger type, which means his pace isn't bad, but we play with an advanced midfielder on the right. Not to say we wouldn't change it potentially, but again, another one of them players that I think is going to miss out just on circumstance. Who else have we got? Di Owen, centre midfielder. Actually, he looks alright. Good technique, first touch and passing. Good natural fitness. Pretty good pace. Good aggression. He doesn't actually look terrible. But we are quite overrun with midfielders. I'll put him in the maybe. In the maybe, I might break my own rule and sign him, depending on what other midfielders we get. But Jay Caffrey, another centre midfielder, good, again, really good passing and vision. Not particularly quick. He's aggressive. I think I'm just going to be harsh and just cut them both. I think we've got enough centre midfielders as it is already. Gary Cornwall's the last of the good talented goalkeeper, which again we've got two pretty good goalkeepers, so he would have to be right up at the top end of the potential threshold to keep him. But unlucky Gary, we're not going to be signing you on this occasion. So into the top talent. So I think these are the ones that we probably will keep. And straight off the bat, Craig Potter, a central defender, which is something we need. We've got Atienza, we've got McAvee, but we need another one. And he can play across the full three. Not particularly great marking or tackling at the minute. 197 centimetres, so he's pretty tall. Good jumping reach. Young centre back. Good work rate. Good position. So a couple of building a couple of stats, and he'll probably fit in quite well. Not maxed out potential threshold, but again, he should be able to do a job for us at this level. So he's a keeper. Andrew McCoist. If it would have been an Ali McCoist, he would have been signed just on the name alone. So another deep line playmaker. Might be able to come in and take the place of Peterson long term, but the stats don't look particularly great. So he's one of the ones that will probably bring him in and put him out on loan initially. Good technique and work rate. Brave as well, so he might be able to someone we could develop into a ball winning, although his tackling is particularly low. So again, another good one, but again we'll sign him up and see how he gets on. Hugh Bogan, another defensive mid, so he's got a slightly higher threshold, so he might put McCoist out of the game. Teamwork, determination is good, work rate's good. Again, lacking a little bit in the stats you want, and he's actually more natural in a centre defender position, where he doesn't have to jump in reach. So Hugh Bogan's another one. He'll come in and he'll go out on loan. Into the top ones, flat midfielder. Don't you just hate it when this happens and they don't quite fit into the formation you play? But Eric Brooks, midfielder on the left hand side, we'd want to play him more advanced. He's not particularly quick, he's not got the wing stats you want, so I wonder if actually long term we can push him into the middle of the park and get him off the wing and put him in the middle somewhere. But not a great start, I don't think. 2-star current ability, quite a high potential threshold, but no. So Amal Taylor, attacking midfielder, right wide target forward. He's probably going to be tall, is he? No, he's not. He's short, 168 centimetres. I wasn't expecting that. Some competition out on the right hand side. Good teamwork. Good at free kicks is something we kind of need in the squad. Bravery, not particularly good at dribbling or anything, but again, a bit of an odd one. That I don't think it's an odd spread of stats really for a winger. Eric O'Kane, left back. So an American, this must be to do with our partnership we got with that American club and the affiliated clubs. So Eric O'Kane, left back, not particularly high in pace. So as a wing back, he's quite low in some of the stats. I wonder if we put him to a full back. Still not great. Again, he's only 15, so he's got some room to grow. Kazapa Raxo, defensive midfielder. So this is potentially a longer term replacement. Off the bat, he's looked the best of the bunch so far. If Peterson's going on a free, I'm a little less upset that we've got someone with this kind of starting standard to come in and replace him. So good technique, good passing, teamwork, work rate, decision. He's a really good player. He's a bit slow is probably the only thing you would say, but as a defensive pivot, he's probably going to be really useful. So happy with that one. And then finally, Mike Martin, a central defender, which is something that I did want. 201 centimetres, so he's tall. He's 15 jumping reach. I think this might be the one we need. Marking's good, tackling's a little bit low. Good work rate, good positioning. He is a centre back. That's a centre back. I don't know why he's more natural as a left back, because he's a centre back, and that's exactly where we're going to put him. So pretty good intake actually. I think the last two kind of saved it overall. We have needed some reinforcements coming in. We've got about 6 games to go. what I'll do is I'll get through, I'll sign up the ones we're going to keep, I'll play the last 6 games of the season, and we'll tie in the end of season review into this episode as well. So stick around, I'll get through it, and I'll see you again shortly. Welcome back. As you can see, we've played through the last few games of the season. We started off with about a 7-3 victory over Tamworth, with Kazaba Rakso getting a goal on his debut, which is magnificent. The young player who might be the long-term replacement for Peterson, getting exposure to the first team and getting a goal as well. A bit of a losing run, but we're playing some of the teams higher up the table. Morecambe are in top spot now, I think. They might have actually secured promotion. Halifax, Dagenham and Redbridge also in that kind of bracket. We beat Cheltenham in the semi-final of the FA Trophy, which has set us up for a final against Solihull Moors. They're in one of the regional divisions, so actually we're in with quite a good shout. The results towards the end largely ignore them. We were mathematically safe after Port Vale, and Bath was a game where we took an opportunity to rest a number of players in anticipation of the cup final, and we'll play that now. So into the team selection, we've got Fredericks in goals. We've got back four Cockings, McAvoy, Atienza and Bellingham. We've got Pearson, Spence and Wodrago in the middle, Gilder on the left, Spencer on the right, Hams up top. The only change I would really probably have liked to make is Joshua Moses. He's the winger on the right hand side, but he's got an international game playing with the Nigeria under-20s, so he's going to miss out on this. But I think we're in with a good shout. We're well rested. There's been a big gap between the end of the season and the cup game. We're also currently going through a contract process with the club to sign a new 2-year contract. So it's all going pretty good towards the end of the season. We've selected the players we're going to let go for release. I think we're going to let about it's easily into double figures. I think it's about 12 players go. Unfortunately, Peterson won't sign a new contract, so I've just offered him out on a transfer, hoping I can get some sort of a transfer fee for him. But it's looking unlikely, so he's probably going to drift out for free. We did sign the players we wanted in terms of the youth intake. So again, we signed about 8, I think it was, all told. So again, 8 in, about 12 out. So again, it's brought the squad size down a little bit because I have been hoarding players over the last few years. As Wodrago burst forward to Hams, he's been on a good goal scoring run, and he gets another one and puts us 1-0 up on the 11th minute. And he's one of them players that we just need him to tick over, whether it's another birthday where he goes up some stats, but he's got a lot of goals this season. We have been kind of rotating him a lot more with Spencer, but Spencer's on a massive goal drought. Hams has had a hat-trick over the last few games as well, so he is the long-term future of the club if we can keep him, but we need him to get a little bit more prolific, especially when he plays up front on his own. Bellingham with the ball into the box, Hams with another chance, but can't make it too. And we just need to kind of see this out now. We've got a goal advantage. We just don't want to do anything silly. So we give a goal away. I mean, they could have easily had a free kick. It looks like they played some injury time. So not injury time, so played an advantage. I just see it again now. Torpy into Forker, Parsons. I mean, it leapt into the challenge there. Williams has a shot. Fredericks probably should have done better. And instead of being a goal up, it's now 1-1. But we've had one goal to get us in front. We're going to have to do it again. It's Spence has a free kick and it goes. Unable to hit the target. We will put some encouragement out there. Try and get morale up on the 20th minute. Good defending by Atienza. Wodrago to Gilder. Gilder's another funny one. I think he's reached his kind of peak. He's really good mentally on that left-hand side. But I think from next season, Dimitriadis might well be the first teamer out there, if not somebody else. Dumbaya, we might try and train to play out in that side as well. And I'm still kind of with a view to moving slightly further forward and going a bit more attacking, but we'll see how the squad shapes up in the summer. Certainly from a Fredericks, Atienza, McAvoy point of view, I think it's a really good foundation to build from. We've got a good left back in Brathwaite. Cockings is a good reserve. Right back we're a little bit shaky. And into the middle of the park we're not too bad, but we could do with one really good midfielder in there that's a bit creative. As Bellingham breaks into the box, nearly made its way to Hams. Cockings will have a drive forward. Was that a penalty? No, it's a corner. Thought for a second we might have scraped a penalty out of that. Wodrago will throw one in just before the half-time whistle goes. McAvoy's in there, but he can't quite hit the target. So half-time, fairly cagey game. We are doing well controlling possession, and we will come out for the second half and look for more of the same. I mean, Gilder, is he the one we want to change? Yeah, I mean, he keeps giving the ball away. I think I'm going to make the decision fairly early. Gilder out, Dimitriadis in, and see if that gives us a little more creativity. Gilder's just giving the ball away too much in the middle of the park, and we don't want to get caught on the counter. So, I mean, in terms of chances, Solihull's actually shading us in chances both off and on target. So can we play out from the back? Spence forward to Hams, Wodrago, Spencer's giving it away there. Dimitriadis down the left, Cockings. We're just looking a little bit. We're hitting a certain point of the pitch and we're not being able to really creep forward. Bellingham this time. Bit of a tame shot. I wonder if there's anyone for Spencer we can take out on that right hand side. Dunbar is not natural in that position. He'll just have to cut inside and play on his left foot, but I don't think I can take much more of Spencer out on the right hand side. I'm being a little bit ineffective and wasteful. Playing out from the back again then, which is a theme of our play. Maybe it shouldn't be, but it is. It's the way I like to play. And again, we're giving another ball away. And Solihull have gone 2-1 up. Again, much more of our own undoing. Playing a positive play. Loose balls in the middle of the park. And we've been undone. Wodrago forward to Hams. Wodrago picks it up and drives into the box, but again it's been cut out. Solihull come the other way. And they've gone 3-1 up. And this is a disaster. I thought us being in the Division I, it just shows that we maybe went up slightly when we weren't ready. It's been a terrible season all told. I was hoping we were going to sign off with a magnificent victory, but unless something drastic changes in the last 20 minutes. I mean, what can we do here? Dunbar we could put in the middle. Penrose a bit of a shadow striker. If we've got anyone we could kind of drift out to that right hand side, not really, we'll just leave it open. Final 20 minutes. McAvoy's tired now as well. And I think we're just going to kind of drift out of this game. Again, Cockins with a loose pass, giving the ball away. Really slow defending as well. It's just showing some of the fragility we've got on the team. I know this could have been our first chance at a real kind of trophy, but we'll have to go again next season. It is disappointing. And I thought resting players as well, we were in for a really good, and when we took the lead I thought it was our year, but it's back to the drawing board. We'll get the old players out, we'll get some new ones in, we'll redo the squad, we'll probably play with a bit of the tactics in the summer. I don't think we can even make a change, and we'll go again for another season. So nothing left to do really than get through the end of season review, which I'll get to straight after this match. Solo just wasting some time with throwing it. There we go. Disappointment. I don't want to watch them lift the trophy. I am disappointed, but you can't win them all, I suppose is the way to look at it, and we'll try again next season. So stay tuned. I'll get through to the end of season review. We'll have a look at where things went right, things went wrong, and we'll end the episode prior to a big summer of trying to keep our best players and integrate new players into the squad. Welcome back. Here we go. End of season review then. After the disappointment of the cup final, again transfers out wise, just letting players go. We're continually trying to thin out the squad a little bit. Again, not for any real transfer fees. Most of them just going on a free. It was good to get rid of Amoako because he just wasn't really hitting the marks we thought. In terms of the loan players going out, there is some really good young performances like Michael Cartman. I'm quite excited about him coming back. He's played 52 games, contributed to 17 goals. His current ability is at 3.5 stars, so with Peterson going, Cartman coming back in could potentially be massive for us. Luke Hallett as well, another central midfielder, had a fairly good season away on loan. He'll come back in. So it's not all doom and gloom. We've just got to reformulate the squad, tweak the tactics a little bit, and build again, try again next season. I think trying to get rid of some of these draws. I mean, if you look at us in the table, 14 wins, 14 draws, 18 losses. So turn some of them draws into some wins, and we'll bounce up the table. I think realistically we've got to be trying to aim for mid-table to playoffs next year, and that's what we'll do. FA Cup wise, we did all right till we got to Portsmouth. We did take them to a second attempt because we got a 1-1 draw at home, but they absolutely smashed us in the second leg. An FA Trophy, a fairly easy run all the way through, to be honest, and then Solihull. That's the disappointing bit, because I mean Solihull was on paper an easy game than Cheltenham and perhaps Halifax, so disappointing. Biggest win 7-3 against Tamworth. That was where Raxco got his debut goal. He looks a really fine player for next season, and I'm looking forward to integrating him into the squad. A match to remember 2-0 against Gillingham, and goal of the season, Williams scored a 25-metre free kick. In terms of finances, I mean, nothing's gone up really in terms of reputation. Revenue's gone up in a number of different aspects. Shirt sales, Peterson, Adrian, Atienza, Quadrago, Gilder and Spence, probably some of the favourites in there, although it's going to be disappointing to see Peterson go. How we lined up then, Fredericks in goals, Cockings, Atienza, McAvoy, Bellingham, Peterson, Spence, Quadrago, Moses, Gilderham, so it's pretty accurate. I couldn't argue with any of them. The 4-3-3 defensive midfielder wide, I think it's going to have to change, or at least certainly some of the roles going to have to change, because it's not been as effective this year. No awards for us throughout the season, no competition awards for the players. Player of the season was Bellingham, goal of the season was Williams, as we've seen. Top scorer with Hams with 20, that's promising to see. It's a massive jump on last year. Most assists Moses, again he's come through and taken over from Amalako, so a full season at him next year will be good. Most man of the match, Cockings at left back, and McAvoy most passes complete. In terms of the record breakers, most league appearances by a player, Atienza with 311, he's only 23, which is magnificent. Got to time down for another contract as soon as we can. Youngest goal scorer, Raxo, who scored on his debut, 15 years and 265 days. And most league goals by a player is Gilder on 66, which for a winger is pretty good. In terms of the manager timeline then, survival, cause for concern. We finished in the bottom half compared to how we did the year before. I think we'd come up on the promotion bounce from the year before, but there we go. Not really much more to say then, other than I'll get through the summer, reevaluate the squad, let all the contracts lapse and expire, etc. Rationalise the squad and set up a 25-man first squad for next year. So until then, hopefully you've enjoyed the update. Let's go with the disappointment of losing in the cup, because we get another chance next year, and the league's much more important in terms of progression. So take care, enjoy the rest of your weekends, and until next time, goodbye.